This video contains spoilers for ARCANE Season 1 and 2. This might be unpopular with many of you, but I did not like Jinx in Season 1. However, don't worry, I changed my mind during Season 2, and one of the main reasons was the ending scene of Episode 5, when the freed prisoner at Stillwater thanked her. This is the most emotional moment, but the whole mission at Stillwater is a very transformative experience in Jinx's arc. Therefore, I decided to dedicate a video to its analysis. And it's this video. To contextualize Jinx's mission at Stillwater, first we have to say a few words about the scene that precedes it, and that causes the need for the mission at Stillwater. Sevika reports to Jinx that the people call for her to become a hero, but Jinx refuses this role and does not show up at the meeting among Zaunite rebels. People calling for Jinx are, however, relieved by the appearance of Isha with some of Jinx's symbols. This means that Isha is present at the meeting when Noxus and Piltover enforcers attack it, and is therefore captured, forcing Jinx to come out of her lair and play the role of the savior hero the people were expecting from her. However, this does not mean she directly accepts the role. She spent the last months hidden with Isha in her lair to be free to be herself, without dealing with people's identity projection on her. The last time she met people, they still saw in her the destructive Jinx that executed Silco's ruthless orders. At the start of episode 4, Jinx tells Isha that she is not that Jinx anymore. But she has not told the world outside yet, therefore she avoids it. Until she steps out to rescue Isha. I have already analyzed exactly what Isha represents for Jinx, and it's not so important here, so I won't repeat it. We just have to keep in mind that Jinx avoids the external world in which she used to be Jinx because now she feels different, and she also rejects the request of the outside world to become Zaun's hero. This is the situation when the mission at Stillwater starts. During the whole mission in Stillwater, which is part of the outside world that Jinx was avoiding, nobody recognizes her. When she presents herself to the guard to distract them, she has to insist that she really is Jinx and isn't believed. Then she wears the stolen uniform, and of course nobody recognizes her under this disguise. But the identity confusion goes even further, with another enforcer flirting with her as if she really was a known and trusted co-worker. The only person who, in my opinion, recognizes Jinx is Ambessa. She is very attentive and experienced, so I think she spots Jinx's blue hair under the helmet. I think that Ambessa decides to ignore it because this choice allows for more chaos to ensue. Ambessa does not want the safety of Piltover, she only wants their warfare against Zaun to increase. And letting Jinx do whatever she wants in Stillwater is more suitable to Ambessa's goals. This is of course a personal interpretation. Whatever Ambessa thinks of that short enforcer with a funny voice, she does not treat Jinx as Jinx, like everybody in the mission. So Jinx is acting in the world she avoided for so long, and the world is, contrary to her fears, not treating her like Jinx, not imposing Jinx identity on her, but rather the contrary. The most significant sign of this perception of Jinx from the outside world is, of course, the scene in which Jinx frees the Zaunites. They thank her by gently and warmly touching her while walking out past her. This is something extremely unfamiliar for Jinx. She was used to Zaunites fearing her and running away from her. She even states to Smitch in episode 2 that she brings misfortune over people who approach her too much. She is completely unused to physical touch. When the first Zaunite approaches her and moves her hand closer to her, Jinx looks at her very confused and even with fear, and she even retracts a bit. Then the Zaunite gently poses her hand on Jinx's bare shoulder, a skin-to-skin contact, and leaves it there for a few seconds. When their skins come in contact, Jinx's facial expressions tell exactly what she is feeling. The previous fear becomes confusion, surprise at this new event, and then she starts breathing more heavily and relaxing her posture, as if she had held her breath and tensed out a lot until now, while commotion appears in her eyes. Then, as the other Zonites touch her and pass her, she shows more melancholic happiness. She realizes that these people are not fearing and shunning her anymore, because they don't see Jinx in her anymore. She also discovers the human warmth that she has missed until now because of her fame as Jinx, and she enjoys this new connection to people. Blue-haired people flow past her, gently touching her, like a river in a baptism that leaves her with a new spiritual, or in this case emotional and social life, a new identity. This is a highly transformative moment for Jinx. The old Jinx is gone. Soon after, a person from her past, who she thought was lost forever, comes back and recognizes Powder in her. There is one additional element to this transformation that was introduced in the previous scene and that we recall at the start: Jinx being called to be a hero for Zaun. As said, she initially rejects this role, but she is then forced to play it to rescue Isha. However, she is still not taking it seriously. When she shows up to distract the guard, she presents herself in a very humoristic tone as the nemesis of Piltover, which implies the hero of Zaun, clearly not believing to deserve this title. Later, Jinx greets the freed Zaunites, stating that she is their big fat hero, an expression that is clearly ironical and emphasizes the, in her opinion, out of proportion and unrealistic role they assigned to her. She doesn't feel like a hero. But then Warwick shows up, and Jinx has the choice to flee with the others, or stay and fight while giving the others, especially Isha and Sevika, the time to go to safety. She makes the choice that a hero would do, and she acknowledges it. She tells Sevika the same expression, big fat hero, but this time her tone is very serious. There is no irony because these words describe the reality of her actions now. At Stillwater, Jinx really embraces the new role given to her and becomes a hero. I have analyzed more fully Jinx's identity arc in the whole series in this video. Do you agree with my analysis of Jinx at Stillwater? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe for more arcane essays, and see you in the next video. Bye!